Simon Payne. What's up, man?
Hey, Young. Good to see you, man.
Welcome to... We're using a different camera. Welcome to On the Water Anarchy, 2009 CST Worlds, brought to you by Mach 2. Thank you, sir. Much appreciated with your hand in that.
That's okay. We're delighted to be part of it. It's great to support the moth fleet, as you can see behind us, out there racing. And Mach 2 is the latest and greatest moth, and we should be putting our resources into the class and helping people to see how much fun they are.
Well, hopefully this will spread the word far and wide. I know there's lots of media here, you know, for a little sort of podunk stop on the river. Look at that, flying in, hoo-ah. But for a little nothing town, I mean, there's a lot going on. We had spectators all over this field here yesterday watching the slalom, and you know, it seems like everyone who's worked to put it together has put something good together so far.
You know, this is the first time in a long time that sailing's become a spectator sport in small boat sailing. And we had people here watching. We had Rowan Veal doing a great job as the MC yesterday. He knows the sailors. He knows the stories behind the sailors.
Yeah.
So he can fill in the gaps. And we had short course racing off the beach, which meant that if you missed the jive mark, you wound up on the grass. So it was fantastic. And maybe that's a sign of how we should be racing moth events in the future. But what it
maybe
meant
not just moth events.
Exactly. You know, why do you need to start on a beat when you can start on a reach and have so much fun?
Yeah.
So yeah, it was fantastic to see everyone. It's great that even the mayor came down here with his family, and the local people supporting this event so much is fantastic.
Well, let me ask you this. Obviously, all week we're going to have some battles going on. There's definitely, as I wrote on Friday, the Blade Rider versus Mach 2 issues. There's North sails and KA sails, and there's even a local windsurfer making sails. Sure. There's some home builds. There's the Assassin that's still an unknown.
Yeah.
Talk about the Mach 2. You're doing some work helping promote the builder and the boat itself. But talk about, just speak up too because the wind's blowing, but sure. Talk about what the Mach 2 offers that the other boats maybe don't, or what really did Andrew bring to the table to create it?
I mean, Mach 2, you know, the name is a subliminal indicator of where it came from. It's from McConaughey, and it's from McDougall, and it's built in the McConaughey plant in Zhuhai, China, and it's designed by Andrew McDougall. And it's the latest moth that he's designed. I think somebody put some stats that he's designed 88% of the boats at this event.
Yeah.
Did the Blade Rider, of course. And I think it represents his latest thinking there. The whole ethos with the boat was to be able to win events. It's tough at the top, but you know, we're going well. But also to be fast straight out the box, so that your average sailor who doesn't have a history of moths or any particular technical boat experience can get it, assemble it, and go sailing and enjoy the foiling experience straight away.
Now, what's the difference between, let's say, a straight out of the box Mach 2 and your boat?
Nothing.
Nothing.
Not really. I'm trying to think. I've got PBO shrouds on the boat, and that's just to take a bit of weight out. But other than that, she's pretty standard.
Really? And you certainly were going out there pretty well?
Yeah, I was going okay. You know, I mean, I'm only 65 kilos, so I always have to work my ass off when it's windy, and you know, and every year older it gets a little harder. But
how old are you?
45.
45.
Yes.
And about 8% body fat.
Yeah,
doesn't look good for the rest of us.
I was hoping when I hit 40 that it would actually come on, but no, we've just had the practice race. Rowan won, I think. Nath was second. I was third. Great racing. You know, at the end of the day, we work with different builders, but everybody's part of the moth class, and we're all friends. So it's cool.
What about this one? Obviously, you know, a lot of people have been here for nationals, practicing in the week before, and it was honking all week. You know, it's a development class. The boats are ultralight. You expect breakages. Are you surprised though at the level of little bits and pieces breaking, and you know, a deck delaminated? You know, you got mast steps breaking. Not, you know, I mean, Mach 2's had some issues, Blade Rider some issues, the home builds, you know, other issues. Are you surprised? Is this a normal part of moth racing? Is everyone sort of sorting it out? I mean, how does it work?
You know, it's never great to see breakages. I think ultimately, because the boat is really becoming the Formula One of dinghy sailing, that you have to take a view on that and recognise that it can, in some instances, be high maintenance. And what I mean by that is you have to keep on top of it, so that when you see signs of wear, let's remember the thing only weighs 30 kilos all up, then you are going to need to replace stuff pretty quickly. You know, when we see things happening, you know, we go straight back to the factory, and it's taken up with quality control to ensure that doesn't happen again. And you know, we're very strong on our warranty, and people get new stuff straight away, and we take the old stuff back and see what's wrong with it.
Let me stir a little shit up here. Didn't McConaughey build the Blade Rider?
They built one of the Blade Riders, the X8. That's correct.
And they
Yeah.
built the first 100+ boats, yeah?
I think it was nearly 200. Yes.
And then the relationship was over.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really know enough about that to comment, and it's probably not my place to. Yeah, they did. You know, they had a very successful relationship. The X8 was a great boat, and now Blade Rider are doing their own thing with different models.
And they're building them in Australia, right?
I think they're building them in Taiwan. But you know, to be specific and fair, we need to ask Ryan about that. Right?
Oh, I will,
Yeah.
for sure.
I'm sure you will.
Mach 2s are they obviously selling.
Yeah, they are.
How is your production? I mean, obviously, Makani learned a lot with the Blade Rider, so I'm guessing production's been smoother than the first 6 months of the Blade Rider was. But how is it working? Are you equipped to handle it? Do you have a lot of orders? What's your sort of situation?
Well, let me give you a brief history. You know, I mean, smooth is a relative term. And, it was a bit of a rush to get the boats ready for the Australian Nationals, and we committed to the moth community that we'd have them there, and to go out and win the first race was pretty important. It was a statement of credibility and the ability to deliver as much as speed itself. Right now, 2 boats leave the factory every Saturday morning. I think we've sold 43, 44 at the last count. We've probably delivered 32 by now.
In under a year.
Yeah, since February.
Wow.
And Mechanicus have the capacity to ramp this up as well. You know, they're very enthusiastic about the whole thing. They want to be really involved. It's tough when you're in China. They speak directly to the customers sometimes, which is great. And they get ultimate feedback there. But really, what we think is there's 3 types of sailors who buy the Mark II. There's people who want to win world championships. There's what I call dinghy free ride, which is guys who probably had families, maybe had a little bit of disposable income now, and still are great sailors, but just want a really cool boat that they don't necessarily need to race. They just want to go and have fun on. And then there's kind of the bling brigade who just want the best looking boat in the dinghy park. And and if we're honest, we're probably in all 3 camps. So.
Okay, so let's be honest now. Right now, handled well, can a Blade Rider beat a Moth? Can a Blade Rider beat a Mach 2? No problem.
Oh yeah. I mean, here, and if we take this as an example, boat speed is important, but it's a tactical place, and fast boats just make you get to the wrong place quickly, and so it's a mixture. I honestly don't think this is the ultimate boat speed event. We're talking incremental differences here.
Right.
The Mark II is faster. It's easy to sail.
But it's just an evolution.
But it's an evolution. The foils are high modular, so we take some of the flex out. But I would never make claims that it is twice the speed or puts us in another league. It's natural to get evolution, and evolution comes from reliability as well as speed itself. So.
All right. Well, we will be talking to you many times, I'm sure, for you to unravel the mysteries. And best of luck out there tomorrow.
Thanks, mate.
All right.
Cheers.
Thank you.
Thank you.